Hello everyone, let us learn cross validation. So once we are done with training our model, we just cannot assume that it's going to work well on the data sets which it has not seen before. In other words, we can't be sure that the model will have the desired accuracy and variance as well in the production environment. So we need some kind of assurance about the accuracy of the predictions that our model is going to give us. For this, we need to validate our model, and this process of deciding whether the results in the form of numerical results or the assumed hypothesis about the relationship between the variables have been quantified or not, and whether they are acceptable as the description of the data set or not. This complete process is known as validation. Now, cross validation is to evaluate the performance of any machine learning model we need to test on some unseen data. So, based upon the model's performance on unseen data, we can say whether the model is underfitted, overfitted, or it is a well generalized model. Cross validation is one of the techniques which is used to test the effectiveness of machine learning models. It is also a resampling procedure, right, which is used to evaluate a model if we have limited data. So basically resampling, when we divide a training set into training and testing subsets, and then we calculate the final accuracy of the subset and repeatedly do this for many subsets. So at last, what we do, we choose the coefficient or the model with maximum accuracy and hope that this method is going to give, or this model is going to give maximum accuracy to the final testing data. So this is a resampling procedure which can be taken as a cross validation technique as one of the methods, though we have other methods as well, like we can do bootstrapping, we have repeated cross validation as well. We will learn how it works. So these are some of the methods for resampling. Now, when we have to perform this cross validation, we have to keep aside some portion, some sample of the data sets upon which we have not used, or we have not used that data set to train the model. So later this sample is going to be used for testing, as I said, in resampling. So we will keep that portion simply aside for testing purpose, and we will, out of the portions of the data set we have chosen for training, so we will divide that data for cross validation. Now, there are many common techniques which can be used for cross validation. So we will learn 2-3 techniques here. The first simple basic technique is train test split approach. So in this approach, we randomly split the complete data sets into training and test data sets, and then we perform the model training on training set and use the test data set for the validation purpose. So ideally, we have been doing this in the ratio of 70:30 or 80:20. Now, with this approach, there is a possibility of high biasness if we have limited data, because we would miss some information about the data which we have not used for training. Whereas if our data is huge and our test sample and train samples have the same distribution, then this approach is considered as a feasible or acceptable approach. So we can manually split the data into training and test sets using slicing, and always we have used this train test split of scikit-learn method for the same task. So this way we can use the basic train test split approach. The second approach, which is a very popular and easy to understand, is k-folds cross validation. It generally results in a less biased model in comparison to other methods because it ensures that every observation from the original data set has a chance of appearing in training as well as in test set. So this is one of the best approach we can have for limited input data. And how this approach do, or it follows these steps. So first, it is going to just create some original sample randomly into k folds, or we can say the random the sample, the data set, the entire data set is splitted into random k folds or equal size subsamples. Now after that, of the k subsamples, as we can see here, out of the in the iteration 1, so we will have random selection and we will decide equal size subsamples. Out of this, we have k subsamples we'll select one single subsample which is retained as the validation set or the validation data set for testing and testing the model, and the remaining k-1 is going to be used as the training data set. Now this process is repeated for different iterations with each k subsample, which is we have to ensure that each k subsample is used exactly once as a validation data set. So if we see the steps, it follow the procedure of splitting the entire data set randomly into k folds. So this value of k shouldn't be very small or should not be very high. Ideally, we try to keep this value between 5 to 10, but it depends upon the data size as well, because higher the value of k will lead to less biased model, but large variance again may lead to, when we have less bias, we may have large variance which might lead to overfitting. Whereas on the other side, when you have lower values of k, so it will become similar to your training test split approach as we have seen before. So the next step is to fit this model using, as I said, k-1 folds, and validate the model using remaining kth fold as well. Note down the scores, note down the errors step by step, repeat this complete process until every k fold served as the test set. So you have to ensure every k fold has come as a validation set. And then at last you have to take the average of your recorded scores. This will become your performance metric for the model. So you can perform this training using k-folds cross validation method, as in this snapshot from scikit-learn. We can see that we have to print mean 5-fold r squared value, which means that we have kept the value of k to be 5. Now another version, or we can say similar to this k fold cross validator, we have stratified k fold, which returns stratified folds, which means that while making the fold, it is going to maintain the percentage of samples for each class in every fold, so that model gets equally distributed data for training as well as test fold. Now we can use the folds from the k fold and as an iterator here, and use it in a for loop to perform the training on pandas data frame. So if the estimator model or your model or the estimator you have is a classifier, and the target variable y is either binary or it is multi-class, then stratified k-fold technique is used by default. Whereas for all other cases, we use this k-fold technique to split and train the model. So with that, we have repeated cross validation technique as well. So the cross validation procedure is repeated n times, where it yields n random partitions of the original sample. And now the n results are again averaged, or we can say we can combine them to produce a single estimation of accuracy. So we have seen simple test and train split approach. We have k-fold cross k-folds cross validator. Then we have stratified k-fold cross validator, and then we have repeated cross validator. So these are some versions which we can use for validation of our data sets which have not been seen by the machine learning models. So as I said, this is just the snapshot where you can just see that you have this k-fold training manually on a data frame using for loop. So you can just use the for loop and use k-fold as an iterator, and then perform the training on the data pandas data frame also. So these are some scores from each of the iterations. So these are the recorded scores, and then you can have average k-fold score here, which is going to give you the average accuracy from that particular validation model. So you can repeat the process and see what portion or what sample has given you the maximum accuracy, so that you are hopeful that for the final testing data sets, you are going to give better results. So this was all about cross validations. Thank you.